Give us a moment. Wait a second. Now you. Okay, now according to OVE the Bosch man, everything legato, everything nicely. No gaps.
No gaps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now everything staccato. Not broken, staccato.
Yeah.
It's more difficult. A, B. Especially with the open strings, that's difficult if I do it here. And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. Now, of course, you don't know what we're doing at all. Do you know what we're doing?
Over.
Over. We're doing over. That is so freaking wrong. Not that, you know, we haven't tried. Okay, here's what we're doing. OVE BOSCH, according to Leslie, has a funny name. Lawrence thinks he has a cool name. Lawrence is my only bass student. The fact that I only have one bass student probably means I'm a very lousy bass teacher, which is why I need help from OVE. So that's what we're doing. We're looking at OVE BOSCH's Bassvertiefung. That means go deeper, which go deeper with the bass. Okay, for all of you guys in the English-speaking countries, which is probably most of you, and most of you are guitar players, and I've just got a message on YouTube saying, we want more pedals, stop doing all this other crap, which is a valid thing. But for now, we're looking at OVE BOSCH's Bassvertiefung. Why are we looking at a bass book in German? Well, there's one simple reason. OVE BOSCH had that at the NAMM show on the last day, handed it to me probably because it weighs quite a bit and he was too freaking lazy to take it home. So he's like, hey, I have the stupid bald guy carry that book home, and then he's like, well, and if, you know, make a video about it. So, me being the super nice bald guy that I am, we're doing a video about OVE BOSCH's Bassvertiefung. And I looked at it, and then we had a little bit of a chat with Jonas Hellborg and OVE about his approach. Well, his approach is, forget about the rules. Be creative, be exploratory on the bass. So, OVE is not a fan of the tab, which Lawrence is not a fan of. That OVE is not a fan of the thing, of the no tabs. Because the first thing he said was, what was it?
It doesn't have tabs.
Exactly. So, and then he's like, well, I'm gonna have to think, and you don't like the thinking, right?
Right.
But with the absence of tabs, when there's notes in there, first of all, you have to learn how to read notes, which isn't the big problem. When you're learning the bass or any other instruments, obviously, or guitar, there are different ways to play the same notes. So when the teacher gives you the exact way to play it, which I tell him, do this fingering, do this position, obviously that helps. But not giving you the exact fingering also helps, right?
Right.
But you're not happy about that. But you have to find, because you have to find where the notes are.
Yes.
And you're a lazy motherfucker. You are very lazy. Right? He was supposed to take this home, study it, come back and, you know, tell me some things about it. How many times did you open this?
0 times.
How many times did you take your bass out in the 2 weeks that we haven't seen each other?
0 times.
0 times. So how much better did you get in those 2 weeks?
0 better.
0 better, exactly. But hey, we're still having a good time, right?
Totally right.
Totally right. So one of the things that we just did is at the very beginning, and obviously you can play it, and OVE goes into different articulations, which is very cool, showing you how it's written, but also making you think about how to play this thing. And and then combinations, which gets kind of tricky. But then, of course, you can play it when you have a 5-string. You play an octave up. So, different ways of approaching the instrument and finding your own way, which isn't a bad approach. It wouldn't be my approach, but it's definitely one that makes you think. So for all you lazy non-thinkers out there, this is really not a bad book. Obviously it's in German, and it has a Warwick bass on it, so it really doesn't work because we don't have Warwick basses. There's something wrong about that, isn't there?
Yes.
You like your Ibanez, right?
Yes.
Yes, he can only say yes. So let me tell you quickly what's in here. There's some basic stuff about articulation and, you know, some basics. Emphasis in 16th line, stuff like this. Everything written in notation. So you're gonna have to find your way around the fretboard. So it's not for the brutal beginner. It very clearly isn't. Rhythms, you always have to know how to read a rhythm. If you don't know that, how to play together with bass, which with drums. That's over, by the way, right there. That's over the Bosch man. And I have to do this video for him because he had to sit next to me on the flight to LA for 12 hours and on the flight back. So I owe the guy, because imagine sitting next to me for 12 hours. Hey, Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden, way cool. So he gives you a couple of examples. What I like, harmony. We've done harmony. You know how to play an arpeggio, right? Should I put him on the spot? Give me C major arpeggio. Arpeggio. Lorenz, what is an arpeggio?
No idea.
What?
If you show me, I will remember. Yes.
You know what that is?
The blues.
Okay, now forget about the 6 and you do. Without the 6. Which arpeggio was that? What is that? Which note is that?
D.
Ah, D. Very German. That's a D heading. That's a D. So now you play major. Play minor. Minor third. That's the major third.
Third is terz.
Yeah. Or you can do this. Yes. Or you can do and we've done arpeggios. We've done position playing for arpeggios. I don't know what I'm doing right now. So over goes into arpeggios, which is very important. As a bass player, I always try to see things chordally. You know, as a chord, because you are technically accompanying. You know, it's an accompanying instrument, not a fiddle around up here instrument. Buy a freaking guitar, people. So I'm sorry I just offended a lot of bass players. And then he goes into scales, which I don't necessarily see the bass as a scale instrument, but obviously that's something you need to know. He checks out a couple of songs, and then he goes into very cool techniques, which I like, with really big pictures on damping techniques, how to use your fingers on neighboring strings, you know, and how to use your thumb. So that's all very, very cool, which he does a nice job on. Goes into ghost notes, or as he calls them, dead notes, hammer-ons, pull-offs. There are some ads in here because he's doing it all by himself, so there's no label, no distributor, no publisher, that's what it's called. So hey, forget about the ads, who cares? Be happy that he can bring it to you directly. And then he goes into some, you know, thinking about music, approaching music, some philosophical stuff. And very cool, there's a disc, do you guys remember CDs? Even if you don't, on his website you can actually download this stuff as MP3s. And there's empty staff paper. There's empty fretboards for you to draw stuff in. That's very nice. So all in all, I don't even know how much this is. I mean, it's a book. How much can it be? 25, 30 bucks, something like this, with a CD from a very nice, very knowledgeable guy who, trust me, when you sit next to him, tries to fondle you under the table for fun. But that's over. So I can recommend this. If you're scared of notation, you might want to go through this with your bass teacher. But in general, it's a nice book. And he has his approach, which everyone has. So maybe it might not be your only book. It might be a new book in your collection to give yourself a new challenge. But it's nice, and we are definitely going to work through some of it.
Yeah.
Even though it has no tabs. Can you handle it?
I can handle it. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. You Obama or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
Okay.
than.
I'm gonna show this guy more stuff about. Apparently, we have to go through arpeggios for the 3rd time now. Is that possible?
I think we made it a lot more often.
Yeah, and he
Not
always
only
forgets.
3 times.
Arpeggios, people, they're important. So, you bass players, check out OVE Bosch Bass Vertiefung.
Over.
OVE. And OVE, thanks for the book. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for, not killing me. See you on the flippity flop. The flippity flop. No? No. Bye, guys.